really clicked with you.
Yeah.
And everyone. I just didn't have the time to
It was a wild
get
group.
to see you. And
what
you
was going on in that conversation, but yeah.
It's just, you always find your people. And I mean, nothing is wrong. It's just not my people. That's it. I really fell in love with you. I thought, wow, she's so special, smart. I like when people have a brain. To me, that's the most attractive thing. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to be joined by a true female trailblazer, Courtney Spritzer. Courtney has built social media empires for brands like HBO and Martha Stewart. She is a best-selling author, podcast host, and has launched multiple startups. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
She's been recognized by Forbes as one of the most exciting entrepreneurs, and she's tirelessly advocate for women in business. Sometimes something that I really, really admire and love. Thank you for that, for doing all this work for women. I love when women are in power and what they do to bring out all that powerful moments for us. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. And the most important part that she actually built is the incredible Entreprenista. And this is what we will be talking about, how she built a brand, and this is really exciting. Welcome, and I will welcome you with this champagne, as I usually do.
Ooh, exciting. I have not really eaten anything today, so this might make the conversation more interesting.
Yeah, we want that. We want a little flair going on.
Exactly.
It's always exciting.
Get me revealing some secrets over here.
We want the secrets.
Ooh, wait, what's going on? That makes me scared.
Don't be. This is just a little cheer. I like doing it that way because I think it brings a little more excitement to the show and to our conversation. So I'm gonna sabrage it for you. Ta-da! Sometimes it happens. Is the champagne not cold? Who chilled?
Oh my God. Whoa.
That sucks.
All right.
Let's do this one. All right.
Woo!
I still make it happen, but sometimes the champagne is not cold enough.
Showbiz. The show must go on.
Doesn't matter. We got it.
Exciting.
And you see how excited the champagne is for you.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers and welcome. We definitely need a big one.
So good.
After this opening.
Well,
all right. Let me put this away. And I'm going to wipe this up.
Well, I'm so excited because we met, what was it, like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago?
Yeah, we met 2 years ago.
At this really special dinner party that you hosted. And I always think about that day because you put together like such an incredible, heartfelt meal. And you're just an amazing chef.
Thank you so much. And Courtney loves lamb. And actually, the first time we've met, I did prepare a lamb for her, but a completely different one. I made a lamb shank. But today I will do this really beautiful, show-stopping roasted rack of lamb with my signature chimichurri sauce. It's confident, creative, and rewrites the rules. So we will start with, before we continue the conversation, because the rack of lamb has to cook, so I have prepared our tray, and we're gonna season it with just any of your favorite seasonings. For example, I like garlic and black pepper and salt, just a very coarse type of seasoning. So we're gonna season it and put just like that on the tray. And you don't want to cover it with the tray with any parchment because you want that crisp, on the rack of lamb. And make sure when you buy your rack of lamb, I prefer really New Zealand or Australian because it's the land of lamb, so it's just the best. They are full of really high quality lamb. And I get mine from D'Artagnan. I love you guys. You are great.
Where is that?
D'Artagnan is only online.
Okay.
In New York, there are some stores that carry it, but I buy it through Ben from D'Artagnan, who delivers all my meat. And always, when you open your package, make sure you pat dry the lamb so that it removes all the moisture, because we want to keep this lamb crisp on the outside and really, really moist and tender on the inside. So here is all our lamb. We're gonna throw it in the oven. And I like laying the tray with rosemary. It gives a really beautiful, beautiful flavor and aroma. And I'm gonna put some on top as well.
This looks beautiful.
It is. It's really, really, all you need is just, and no oil, okay? Because you really don't need any, because lamb has enough fat and it will not stick. Don't worry about any of those things. And I put the oven on 425, and we're gonna throw it into the oven. Probably will take 30 minutes. We'll see. I will be checking. So there we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, I'm so excited. My mouth is watering.
Good. So, Courtney, how did you come up with the idea of Entreprenista?
Yeah, so
Tell us, first of all, what it is and how did you come up with this idea?
So IAmTheSauce is a media company and private membership community. And I started it with my business partner, Stephanie. And we started actually our first business together, which is a social media agency, back in 2011. It was a side hustle at the time. And then in 2012, we quit our jobs on the same day and took a leap of faith. And through that first journey of entrepreneurship, we met so many women entrepreneurs. And we naturally just built this network of entrepreneurs, both men and women, that we could go to for advice. And we joined a ton of entrepreneur groups. And then in 2018, we decided to launch a podcast called the Entreprenista Podcast. And Stephanie and I just fell in love with the world of podcasting and sharing women's stories. And through the podcast, we got to meet a lot of incredible women entrepreneurs. And we got a lot of traction through the podcast. And then in 2020, when women were leaving the workforce at such a rapid pace because of everything happening with the pandemic, we knew that now is the time to do something with Entreprenista, because we were naturally, organically building this community of women that were coming to us for advice. And if we went to coffee with every single woman who wanted to pick our brain, we would not have time to run our business. So we decided to build out a way to really help women at scale. And that's what the Entreprenista platform is. So now what it is it's podcast, newsletter, social, and our website, where we share a lot of information for our community on how to grow and scale their businesses. And we always share our favorite tools and solutions. And then we have a private community for members where we are bringing in experts to talk to them. We're all constantly sharing advice with each other. Everyone can go into the community platform and post whatever they need. And then we're doing a lot of in-person events as well. We have a big event coming up next year, so mark your calendars. In April at the PGA Resort, it'll be a 4-day retreat for women.
That's incredible. And where the women can apply for this membership, is it, do they have to be approved? How does it work? Can you please help
thank
the
you for
women,
asking.
help the women who really want to join this platform?
Yes, and I'm so happy that you're a member now.
Yes, I am.
So you can join at entreprenista.com. And our goal at Entreprenista is to really level the playing field for all women. So it is not gated. Everyone is welcome, and the purpose of the community is to uplift each other and support each other, and really share all of the secrets of our success, so that you can build your business faster and learn from the mistakes and successes of others.
I think it's such a great opportunity for women. I feel like a lot of times we have these ideas, but we don't know where to turn and who to turn to, how to find this help and mentorship. And I think women who already have done this business, they are there to support you and build you up together. It's such a beautiful thing. I love that female power. Great job. Cheers to that.
Yes, cheers.
Thank
cheers
you, Entreprenista.
Yes, yes.
What are the main challenges that you had to overcome building Entreprenista?
There have been a lot of different challenges, and because I'm involved in multiple businesses, what I find is that no matter what the business is, the challenges that all entrepreneurs face are very similar despite what industry they're in. So with Entreprenista, the challenges are, what is the right business strategy? We've built this incredible network of women, and there's so many places we could take it. And we really want to listen to the feedback that we're getting from the community, but we have limited resources, time and money, so we can only do so much. So the big challenge that we're facing now in Entreprenista is figuring out what products and things and events to launch first so that we can provide the best support to the community. But the challenges that I faced in this business, other businesses are always, when to hire, who to hire, how to find the right talent, how to, set up all of your financial operations, how to tie everything together. So with any business that you're scaling, especially if you want to build it into a big business, there's always so many moving parts, and it could also lead to burnout, which I have definitely experienced in my entrepreneurial journey over the last 13 years.
Yeah, you are incredible. I just love how brilliant and smart you are, and it just makes me so happy to see women like yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Who inspires you at the beginning of? Who inspired you at the beginning of your journey? Is maybe a person or a thing? I don't know. What was that?
Yeah, so so growing up, I grew up in New York, and my dad actually passed away when I was 10, which was really, really tough for my mom and my sister.
Of course.
And because of that, I was raised in a house of women. I didn't have a brother, and I was raised by a single mom.
Makes so much sense.
Yes. So, and my mom at the time, she was my age, or maybe a little younger than me. So even just thinking about being a widow now at my age and having 2 kids, I just have a lot of respect for her, and it was definitely not easy because she was a kid herself. So I would say my mom has been a role model. And actually, when you had asked me to be on the show and you asked me what I wanted to cook, I wanted lamb chops because my mom actually is an amazing cook as well. I would love for you to meet her actually, because you guys could have cooking wars.
What is your mom's name?
Ida, or Ida. She likes to. I call her mom, but
Ida. Mom,
cheers to you. She might be watching. So if you're watching,
this show is for you, devoted to you, to a woman, a powerful woman that inspired Courtney to create such a big, successful company, and she done so many other things. It must make you so proud, and I just got goosebumps, and they keep coming. It makes me so happy.
And she is Entreprenista's biggest cheerleader, and she's now over 60, so she probably wouldn't want me to be sharing her age, but she is over 60.
No, you know what?
And now she's starting a business.
But that's another thing. She's over 60, and she's starting a business. That's so incredible that she does not stop. It's not about the age. It's about wanted to do something in life, and just because you are at a particular age doesn't mean you have to stop. Keep going. It makes me happy. Ida,
cheers to you.
Bravo.
But funny story with lamb chops. So she would always cook when I was young, and she's a really great cook. But lamb chops were always like the delicacy whenever she would make lamb chops.
She loves them.
And there was always I don't know, maybe she would you put down 4 racks, but we would have 1 or 2.
Right.
And there would be the 3 of us. And my sister would always save it for her last bite, and I would always eat it first. And then I would negotiate with my sister after I ate all of mine, because she already had hers. So I'm like, okay, now you have to give me some because I'm the older sister. So we still laugh about that because we're always fighting over lamb chops. And I'm like, okay, we just need to make 10 more.
I put 4 so we don't have to fight about.
So we have to fight over lamb chops.
We have a big team behind the screen here, and I will start our chimichurri sauce. Usually, right now, April and May is the season for wild ramps, and this is my favorite way to make the chimichurri. But I'm in Miami; there are no ramps, and I usually order also from D'Artagnan. They have online ramps at the season and morels, and they did not arrive, but they will arrive soon, but not there yet. Right now is the season. It's very short. It's just a month or something. So, and when you use ramps, it's a wild, beautiful ramp that is a kind of cross between leek and garlic and onion. So it's all of that together, and it's really gorgeous, beautiful leaf that it has. So anyway, I will just use regular red onion, and I love using tons of herbs. You know, cilantro is my favorite thing in the world, and a lot of people hate it. They say it tastes like soap. You know, actually, there's a 23andMe test that, you know, it shows you all the things you either not tolerant to. In my test, it said that I am not tolerant to cilantro. This is my favorite herb, so there could be mistakes. And we will use what makes my chimichurri sauce special is actually a couple of things that I make a little different, and I will reveal it to you today. So it is ume plum vinegar. I just love ume plum. I think it's one of the most beautiful fruits that, you know, there's so many things Japanese created with, and ume plum vinegar. It's very salty, so you need a little touch of it. And also I have here the amino acids. Amino acids, it's from Bragg's company. You guys can buy it anywhere. It just has this particular flavor that is different than any other sauce. It's kind of like soy sauce, but a little different with its own flavor. That's why I love it. So we're gonna make it right now, and so that it get a little sit there in olive oil while we are chatting. Okay, so I'm gonna chop up the onions, and we will continue with that. Can you tell us about some of the inspiring work Entreprenista does, and what can a woman expect to learn from your company?
Yeah, I mean, we touched every topic really, because women really face a lot of unique challenges, really in life and in business. So at Entreprenista, it's really the perfect place for anyone who is just starting a business, or we have a lot of women in the community who are super successful and they're on to their next venture. And because the world has changed, they have to relearn a lot of things, especially with AI. So in the community, you can expect to learn really everything that you would need to grow and scale a business. Everything from we'll bring in our company. So
I've been cooking all my life, but I've never thought it's something special. I thought everyone can cook, and when I've been cooking for my friends and family, everyone was always telling me that I have to open a restaurant. But deep down, I always knew I don't want a restaurant, because a restaurant would not really translate me, because restaurant business is so tough, and being in the back there and, you know, struggling, it's just running the business, it takes away from creativity. So somehow it brought me to become a private chef. So that is a funny story, that I broke my leg in Paris in 2019, and when I came back on crutches in the wheelchair back home, I was a makeup artist back then, but I was ready to leave that business. I wasn't any more satisfied as I used to be, so I wanted to change something. So I decided, I realized this happened to me for a reason. I need to sit down and think. I have to slow down and think what I have to do. I have to come up with an answer, but I didn't know what it is. So I just dig deep, and then I realized, you know what? I just have to do what my calling is, and then it was 2019, and in the end of the year, I started making my YouTube videos. People always reach out to me and ask me how to cook this, what do you use? It's so many questions, and sometimes some questions would be so obvious, and then when people ask me that, I was surprised that they don't know it. So then I realized, oh, I guess I do know something, you know, because I always thought it's not a big deal. And then I started doing more teaching people through my YouTube channel. That was my thing. And then COVID happened, and my first client hired me through my Instagram stories, just watching how I cook, because they still want to celebrate the birthdays, mom's birthdays, and that's how my first client hired me. And when I cooked for them, they were blown away. I also made drinks. I used to be a bartender, so I made really beautiful champagne drinks. I made also flower arrangements. I made the whole dinner, and they were so happy. And of course, for me, quality is important. I go really out of my way for my ingredients, and
I can tell.
yeah, I'm crazy with that. So they were so appreciative. They loved it, and people who were there started hiring me. So I was booked every weekend. I was like, oh wow. I just listened to myself and realized, you know what, I should not be feeling pity for myself with a broken leg. So, but it took some time to realize that whatever happened to me happened for a reason. You know, the universe works for you, not against you. And when I realized that things changed, and I overcame that challenge, and it brought me here. And I am so happy that I listened to myself and I did it. It's kind of like silly, but you know, that's how it all works, right?
Yeah, exactly. I love that story, and we hear this a lot, and we say it all the time. You just have to start. I think a lot of times people are intimidated by
the starting part,
reinventing themselves, changing gears, or starting a business because they don't have it all figured out. But you just have to take one step, and then one thing can lead to another, and the next thing you know, here we are together cooking in Sunny Isles.
Yes.
So you never know where life is going to take you.
You never know. This is very true. You know, I was always scared. I didn't know how to begin, where to begin. Okay, I know how to cook, but how do I go about it? How do I go around it? You know, when I moved to Miami, I did not have a job here, so I didn't even realize there was such a big yachting community. So I started working as a chef on yachts. I just met this person who hooked me up with a captain, and then it flew from there, and I became super busy with work because the captains love my work and the clients, and I'm also a team player. I have zero drama. So it was really all happened one after another. But because when you do something that you really love and it's your true calling, everything, it just comes your way, right? And from there, look, now I'm doing this. I've always wanted to have my cooking show, but it was my biggest dream. So I am realizing this dream, but even better, more so because it is also impactful and meaningful that I have such special guests on my show that can inspire other people while I do what I love. So it makes
now you just gave me chills.
It makes me so happy. Courtney, you've created multiple startups. Where do you get your ideas from?
The ideas for everything that I do really come from my personal passion. So with the first business, Socialfly, that business really started because I wanted a career in social media.
You realized that social media is becoming so big.
Exactly.
We have to talk a little bit about social media because social media is so confusing. And sometimes it's a lot. Maybe you could give us some tips after that.
I'll definitely give you some tips. So when I was in college, Facebook was only available to college students. But I didn't even think that it could be a career because social media was so new. Similar to AI right now, it's very up and coming. But back in 2011, we were just starting to see a social media job come up. And I was working at American Express. I was working in finance. That's my actual background is finance.
Okay.
And I saw all the cool things that they were doing with social media. And I said to my friend at the time, now business partner, that I wanted to get into social media. She did too. She said, let's start a business together. And I was like, I just want a job in social media. That's like a big jump. But because I didn't have the background in social media, most of these companies were looking for someone that had the experience. And even though no one really had the experience because it was so new, we just started taking clients on the side of our full-time job, and we were early. We were one of the very few social media agencies at the time.
It's so
and like
brilliant.
you
said, figured it out.
One thing led to another, and the next thing you know, we're working with some of the biggest brands in the world. And yeah, we actually sold the company last year. And then through that, we got to meet really incredible people. And then I would say COVID actually really inspired me as well, because I moved out of New York. There was a lot of new challenges that I was facing as a human and also as a business owner.
A business owner, yeah.
So through that, it sparked the idea for starting Entreprenista and formalizing as its own company, because we saw that women were reaching out to us for advice. And then I also launched some products. I came up with these product ideas for people that were working from home because they solved issues that I was having. One was a robe called Work Robe. Another was a line of cards that were very colorful that you could use in your Zoom meetings. I don't really focus on that anymore, but I learned so much from that process. And I always say I think it made me a really well-rounded marketer, because I could put myself into my clients' shoes on how to launch a business, market a business, and different types of businesses too. So yeah, for me, it always starts with solving a problem for myself or the people in my community.
And then you take that idea
Exactly.
and make it bigger.
Yes.
That is so brilliant. You know, this is the thing. Sometimes you think something is so little or simple, but it might need it could be on a bigger scale because other people are facing the same challenges. This is a really brilliant way to think of the businesses. I love that. And what advice would you give to female entrepreneurs?
It really, I mean, I have so much advice. So it really depends on what stage in business you're at. But I would say mindset is everything. You know,
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurship, business, it's tough. It's not always easy. It looks really cool right now because we're making this. I don't know if you could see it, but it looks so beautiful.
I just wanna,
but there is so much going on behind the scenes that you can't see here, and so much planning and logistics that go into things. And for a lot of people,
so simple
it looks so simple, but there's
but it's
5
a lot
lights
of work.
on us, 4 people back there, tons of, I'm sure it took a while to put all of these ingredients together. So really, it's mindset, keeping a positive mindset and consistency. Don't give up, because if you're consistent, then everything will compound, and eventually it'll lead you to where you want to go or where you didn't even know what was possible. So
yes, the thing is, people give up fast enough because they don't see quick results, but there is never a quick result in anything you do, right? Even if you want to become a great chef, you're gonna sometimes make mistakes, and then you're gonna figure it out, and you're gonna keep doing it, and you will definitely become better. You will know how to feel the food, how things will taste. It takes time. Same thing with sport. You go to gym and after 2 weeks you give up because you don't see results. Well, if you didn't do it for a year and you want to see quick results, it doesn't work like this. Give yourself 6 months at least. Just be consistent and things will definitely work out. I just want to tell you guys what I've done here. I chopped up the cilantro and parsley, and I added our amino acids and also the ume plum vinegar and olive oil. Also, I used serrano pepper, which I like. It's a little spicier than the jalapeno. You like spicy food, right? And we have the red, not so much. Well, it's not. This one is not crazy
it
spicy.
It looks great, yeah.
So
it smells delicious.
And
too.
the olive oil, basically very simple, but just a couple of other ingredients make it taste much better. And I really encourage you to make it fresh. Fresh herbs are so powerful. They have so many nutrients, so many minerals, and I really believe that what keeps me healthy and young and strong is eating tons of herbs. I'm an herb crazed person. I can't live without herbs. I get bunches and bunches. Everything is in my refrigerator there. Any herb that you can name, it's there. So, and don't forget, we have the QR code for you to scan for the recipe. So usually if I have not usually actually, rarely, when I have the wild rams, I would use that instead of the red onion because it just gives such beautiful, wonderful flavor. Our chimichurri sauce is almost ready. It's gonna you want to make it like a couple of hours before and let it sit in its in this juices and kind of marinate, and you just mix it a little bit. Okay, we're making it fresh. It's still going to be delicious no matter what. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful, really fresh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to taste a little bit for the seasoning. Just okay, it's good.
It's good.
It's not. You don't like spicy?
And not too spicy.
No, this is not too spicy at all. I mean, I'm crazy. I eat
Yeah.
very spicy, but this is not. This is perfect. This is how it should be. I think you're gonna like it. We're just gonna add all this olive oil. Use good, high quality olive oil.
Like, what
because
brand do you recommend?
Well, just it doesn't really matter as long as it's Italian, Italian, cold pressed, fresh, and there's so many good brands out there. Really easy to find. And amino acids I like because they also have a lot of vitamins from B group vitamins. So it's also like better for you. Yeah, definitely. What is the career highlight for you that makes you the most proud?
I am just grateful for the journey that I have been on. I have got to do some really, really incredible things in 13 years, and I'm really excited also about the future of my career. But yeah, highlights. One of the highlights was when Stephanie and I first started, we were really young and we wanted to be taken seriously in business.
Yes,
so we decided to write a book. And that book gave us instant credibility. So whenever we would go to business meetings, and this was before COVID, so we would always do our meetings in person, we would leave behind the book.
I love the name of the book. Can you say the name of the book?
Like, Love, Follow.
Like, Love, Follow. It's such a brilliant, brilliant name, and it's a best-selling book, correct?
Yeah, it was best-selling on Amazon in one of the categories, but
go get the book. It's very important.
Yeah, we have to update the book because we wrote this book back in 2015, so that was like one of the big career highlights was having that book, and then another one was selling the company and also starting a podcast. Because one of the ways that we launched the podcast, and this is another marketing tip, is we were new to podcasting, and again, we wanted to instantly legitimize the podcast. So we got a billboard in Times Square, and that actually gave us instant credibility.
Unbelievable.
And we never really spent a lot of time reaching out for guests. All the guests actually reach out to us, which really came, I think, from that billboard and also our marketing background. And another big highlight was actually last year, we did Founders Weekend in Orlando. It was a 3-day event for about 200 women in our community. And we're doing it again, I mentioned this earlier, next year in April. And that was just so inspiring. Like every second of that event, I was so inspired. Everyone was, by the end of it, crying, hugging, laughing.
Oh, that's so special.
And people became best friends. Yeah, you have to come next April.
Year.
We have a lot of time to mark our calendars.
Do you have any tips for someone looking to build their digital presence? For example, let's say a female chef.
Yeah, I've got a lot of tips for you. Well, one, you have a lot of content through the show, and I know that you host dinner parties, so there's no shortage of content for you. But going back to consistency, you just got to keep posting nonstop, behind the scenes. And something that I actually don't know if I've seen you do, so tell me if you do it, but do you go to, talk to the camera and say, oh, I'm cooking this right now, like more of the lo-fi type of, like iPhone type of videos?
I used to. I stopped doing it. Yeah,
I
should do that.
Yeah, keep it up. And then, are you on TikTok?
Yes, I actually have over 90,000 followers on TikTok.
Yes, great.
Yeah, and I had nothing, but it built up quickly. But TikTok is a bit of a different type of, viewers.
Yes.
It's a different crowd and generation. I feel like I'm more connected to Instagram crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Instagram seems to be such a difficult thing to grow. It's been a
These
challenging
days,
thing, yeah.
And I would say on Instagram, this is a tip for everyone, is while the amount of people that follow you is really the number that everyone sees and looks at, but it really doesn't matter anymore. What matters is how many people are looking at your content, sharing your content, liking your content, saving your content, because people don't really follow people anymore. Your content is just kind of like showing up in their feeds, or they're seeing people share it. So look at how many people you're reaching every month versus how many people are following you.
I do have good engagement rate for sure, and
people
I think
love food.
My followers are pretty loyal, and they've been there for a while with me, and I feel like they are legit for the most part. And I'm gonna check on our lamb.
Smells so good.
Can you smell it?
I can smell it. Oh my gosh.
It
smells delicious.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's it.
How do you know when it's ready?
Well,
You just know?
I'll show you. So you want to touch your lamb, and if you see it's not too jiggly, that means it's cooked. I mean, right now, since we are on the show, I might have challenges, but I think it's perfect.
It smells
I might have overcooked it, who knows, but because we are chatting,
it's
that's
okay.
That's more important.
I'll eat it.
But it's still going to be very good. So here's I'm going to remove it from the tray, because since the tray is pretty hot, I don't want it to keep cooking it. So I'm just going to remove it from the tray. Yeah, just for a second. I'll get you back here. I'm just going to put our beautiful rack of lamb. You can see, guys, it's sizzling, it's gorgeous. And we want to rest it for a couple of minutes, because we don't want the lamb to lose all the juices. We want to make sure they're all reserved in our great delicious bite. And you could also serve it, like make it so pretty. There are so many ways to serve it. I like usually I just chop it and serve it on the platter. And I'm going to remove this hot tray so it's not on your way. All right.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
We are almost ready to try it. We're going to let it rest a little bit. Do you feel like there was some sort of, while you were building your business, gender inequality as a female entrepreneur? Did you face a lot of challenges?
So when we first started, I think we were so young. So I don't think, I think we just faced challenges because we were about age.
Yes.
It was about age.
Nobody took you seriously.
Yes.
Two pretty girls trying to build successful businesses. Okay, I don't know if we trust you. That's the thing, right? They wouldn't trust you because you were super young.
Yeah, exactly. But we did things to overcome that, like, just learn as much as possible about what we were doing, and just speak with authority and write a book and get incredible results for our clients. So it did at some point it didn't matter how young we were, because we obviously knew what we were doing, because we had such amazing case studies. But then there's also stats like, and we haven't, with Entreprenista, we raised a little bit of money, but for women who are looking to raise money, the stats are that less than 3% of VC funding goes to women. So that's definitely something that we're trying to solve in the community, and find ways to educate women and give them more access to capital, whether that's through investors or loans, or finding the right banking solution. And then there's also just the unique needs that women have. Women are having babies. A lot of them need to leave the workforce because of that, and just have limitations in how much time they can give to their company, or the company that they've started. Or usually a lot of women lean towards entrepreneurship because they need that flexibility and freedom in their lives. So through what we're doing in Entreprenista, we're really aiming to have really great discussions with other women about how to tackle these challenges that we all face that sometimes men just can't relate to.
Exactly. So what do you wish male CEOs understood more? That part. And
yeah, I would say just more compassion.
It's so much more, I think, on our shoulders as women. We could be CEOs, but we also have to, handle the family, the little children raising, all of that. It's very, it's much more on us, I would say. And the more compassionate sounds right.
Yeah, I would say compassion, empathy, understanding, and and just know that women are clearly very capable of doing such incredible
look
things.
at you.
So.
You could look at you. You are one incredible woman that created so much in business. It's always really mind blowing to me that women can do that. It makes me so happy and so proud. So, what's next for you? Is there something new you are doing right now, or
Yes.
any secrets?
Yeah. So I recently, like I said, sold Socialfly. So now,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
amazing.
So now I'm really figuring out, how I want to design the next chapter of my life. I'll definitely be incorporating Entreprenista. And
Did you hear that word, design?
Design,
You are the
exactly.
designer of your
Exactly.
own life. I love that. I'm gonna write it down. Write down this quotes, because those little quotes are not little. Those quotes make your life. It's so beautiful what you said.
Yes, yes. So I'm really excited for the event that we're planning next year.
Yes, I
I'm
am excited.
Really looking forward to
I
that.
can't
After
wait.
our last one, women were just begging us to do it again, and it's a big undertaking. It's like planning a wedding, even bigger than planning a wedding, because it's
absolutely.
multiple days. So we're super excited to be putting together this really incredible, high energy, impactful event next year.
I'm so bravo, great. Another question: if you hosted your dinner party, who would you invite, and what would you make? What would you eat?
Ooh, well, I'm making lamb chops now that I know how to make them. But I would definitely want you there,
Thank you.
and maybe we'll cook it together.
Of course,
and you can
I'll
help me
cook.
with the menu, because I love to eat. I love really good food. My favorite thing to do is go and try new restaurants. But when it comes to like putting together a menu, I just don't even know where to start.
I can give you a tip how to make a proper
Yeah.
menu. Usually, when you have guests, of course, I always ask what their preferences and what they don't eat, what they don't like. You always have to serve protein, vegetables. So for the appetizers, I love serving one type of protein, for example, and a vegetable dish, and also one hot appetizer in between the main course. And if you already making for main course meat like this, like we have in today, then you should make more vegetables and fish for your appetizer. But also, I like to connect the cultures, the flavors. I don't want to make a completely two different cuisines. For example, Japanese, very particular food with Mediterranean. It's too much. I want to connect them into the flavors so that makes sense together. That's how I plan it. It's pretty easy. Just one salad, one appetizer that is cold, and one hot appetizer, and the main course and the side dish. That's it.
What would you have paired with this, actually?
So I do love serving eggplant to accompany the lamb. That would be really nice. Or Jerusalem artichokes roasted instead of potatoes, which would be heavy for the lamb. And for the salad, I would make an herbal, mint, fresh, refreshing salad, and with a little bit of chili, so it has a little hit, but also maybe add some grapes for sweetness. That would be my salad for this dish. And for maybe I could make a really clean crudo, Italian style crudo. I could do either probably hamachi would be really nice with it. And for the hot appetizer, if people like octopus, grilled octopus could be really good for the lamb. It's kind of all in the same culture. That's what I would do. It just right now came to my head, but I usually really think through everything I serve. So we are ready to cut this lamb chop, and I have to show you how to do that. So
Yeah,
if you
let's
see, there is a bone here and there are two bones here. So you have to go in between to make sure you don't cut, you don't hiccup on that bone. So it goes really smoothly if you go around that bone. See that? Yeah, we overcooked it. I overcooked it. But it's still gonna be delicious. So
yeah.
that's our lamb. Just cut it between the bones. This part is not very overcooked, but
That's
what happens.
Should it be pink in the center?
more pink. I mean, depends how you like it.
Yeah.
I like it more pink. I like it more medium. This is a little more like a little more than medium, but I'm sure it's still tasty, and I want you to try with this delicious.
Ooh, I should just take a bite.
Let me give you a little a little plate here. We have a plate for you. I usually use my hands for lamb chop, but I know. Here we go. I have the knife for you.
All right, let's try it.
I might just do this.
Wow.
But it's so tender. It's so good. Lately, I've been
So good.
more inclined to eating a little bit more cooked meat. I don't know why. So I do like it.
It's so good.
So I think this lamb is delicious. And how's the sauce for you?
Excellent.
Perfect.
I love it. I really love it.
So don't forget to scan that QR code, and you could follow. There's all the information how to follow Courtney and how to find her company, and also make sure you subscribe and get all the recipes so that you know how to make it. How do you usually relax outside work? You are such a workaholic. I don't know where.
I'm definitely a workaholic, but I love to eat. I love to go to restaurants. I'm trying to cook more, so I definitely need a cookbook from you.
My cookbook will come out soon. Maybe you could give me also a little tips on that.
Yes. And then go to the beach. I love the beach. I love meditating.
Oh, that's incredible.
And traveling.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm like, where
and,
is that one mine? Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much for
you.
watching. And this was very nice. Thank you, Courtney,
Yes.
for giving your time to us and creating such an incredible brand, and that is helping women all around the world. And we are very fortunate to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.